So what I did was I went into the client thing and I facilitated a session and was like, you guys do personas, tell me about new starters, what's going on in their world. And we created them and we came up with these people that then gave me more insight to go, okay, this is who I need to design for. The other part of it was these user interviews. And what I understood from human-centered design was that I really needed to understand the experience. So I asked the client to give me the numbers, phone numbers of people that were in their probation period so that I could get a true insight into the current experience of how new starters are supported across the department or the organization. And so what I did was, these are the questions that I asked. And what I think is really cool is that these questions, we ask them for all the inductions that we work on now. And what I'm finding is all inductions are kind of similar and all organizations have the same issues for, how'd you feel on your first day? How'd you feel in your first week? What support did you get was useful and what wasn't useful? So what we identified is, the organization thinks in an induction space that they need to push information at the new starter, and that's how we're going to help them join our organization. But the new starter is like, oh my God, I'm starting a new job. I'm really nervous. What I care about in my new job is, am I going to fit into my new team? Are my boss? Am I going to like them? Are we going to get along? What's my role really going to be like? Because I've seen this advertisement on Seek or the job site and I've done the interview, but like, is it going to be like the dot points that were mentioned there, or what's it actually going to entail? And so I guess the big thing that we identified through these user interviews and the human-centered design process was that new starters did not care about the organization at the beginning. And the reason why was because they had already made a decision to work there. They'd accepted the job. So they'd already done their own validation in terms of, I'm happy to work for this organization in this industry, and that's why I've accepted the job. So for them, in terms of their needs, it's ticks the box. They don't care about anything else the organization does at this point. What they do care is about the individual, the I. So we discovered, I guess, that if I just, because I'm talking, go back to me for a minute, is that it was about the I. So we illustrated this with our client. They care about me, what's important to me. And then what happened was there was a circle outside of that. What is important to me in terms of my team and my role? And then they cared about the organization. So we traditionally, I think it's the other way around, or inductions tend to go organization, your team and your role, and then you as an individual, if they care about that sort of part. So I think that was a real big eye-opener for us in terms of creating an induction. So then what we did was we go, okay, cool. Well, we've got this really great data. What does that mean in terms of an induction experience? So what we discovered was that we needed to make them feel comfortable as soon as possible so that they could settle in, and then they were equipped to contribute to their role better, and then the organization. So I guess what that, considering the person that is anxious, what that meant was that we said, okay, these people, we need to design an induction experience that focuses on the person, then the team and the role, and then the organization. So we actually said the induction needs to be split so that it focuses on that, so that their personal needs are met and they feel secure and comfortable in their role initially. Then when we get rid of that anxiety level and bring it down, they can start looking at, how am I going to contribute in my role? So what we did was we identified that there needed to be 4 learning hubs or 4 learning modules, e-learning modules, that allowed a person to go on the journey in a time that they could fit it into their first week. So they didn't have to have it all done the first day, and we didn't want to overwhelm them. So we were like, you've got 4 modules to complete. It needs to be complete by the end of your first week, but fit it in around like the initial meetings or the things that you're asked to do when you join the organization.